Welcome back guys in this today's video. Here today we are going to see some more traps with black and white both pieces where we in the this can be useful in the blitz as well as we have started with the new year 2024. So happy new year, and also we are going to discuss some more accurate and high win rate percent accuracy chess openings and traps. So here this is the trap one, which is also called the fishing pole trap. Here it starts off with e4 and we play e5. They play knight f3 attacking our pawn. We play knight to c6 defending it, and bishop to b5, the most common opening, also called as the Roy Lopez opening, to attack this, which is the only one defender of this pawn. So we go knight to f6, which is the Berlin defense, to attack this e4 pawn. What we have? We have just castle. The castle, which is the common theory, and what we have is knight to g4. We defend this double twice, as if you take, I have this knight defending this so that you can't take. But let us look. What we are really threatening is the move queen to h4. So white feels not comfortable with this move and plays this g3 h3 move to attack our g4 knight. But instead we play h5. Yes, defending this knight. Most of the players think that yes, we are getting a free knight. They take, and we take back with our pawn attacking this. So knight has to move. So these two squares are covered. This is also covered. So most of the players go back in preparation to play knight there, but which is already a losing blunder, because now we shock off them with the move queen to h4. Yes, what you are threatening is a two checkmates in a row like this. So you have to defend somehow. Let us say if they make a breathing space with this move, we are just made in two from this position. If you are going this way, I block this way of your king, and whatever you play, it's just a checkmate anyway. So what they do? Yes, they can also play the move f4, which delays this, because after we play g3, there is the move queen to h5, and in between move stopping this checkmate. What we do? We still capture, and whatever they move play, we have just checkmate. So this was the first trap, the fishing pole trap. Moving towards our next trap, which is also known as the Lasar Trap. Here this is also working with black pieces, and here your opponent should play with the d4. We respond with d5, c4, the queen's gambit, we go e5. This is called as the queen's gambit declined Albin counter gambit. The best move is to take here on this e5 square if your opponent knows the theory, and instead of taking this pawn directly this way, we just advance our pawn forward and get some breathing space. We have e3. They do not feel this pawn good at this square, so they try to exchange this. What do? We play bishop to b4 check, and they can't play knight to here because we can just take it. So what they do? They play bishop to d2, as they don't want to move their king and lose the castling rights. What do we play? D captures e3, sacrificing our bishop. In most of the cases, as per Leach's database, most of our opponents take, and now we shock them with the counter blow e captures f2 check. Yes, there are two main variations. If you take, you just lose the queen. So most of the players go here. Now what we play? Yes, g1 equals to knight check. What this move does, it gains a tempo over this king, and we have cleared this way of this bishop to give a check and secure the queen. So as this is a check, you have to move your king or otherwise capture. Let us look if they move the king. It's just simple. Queen to h4 check. If they play this, we are just winning a rook. So you have to block, or whatever you play, just take this, and we are just total winning. And let us say after this check, if they go to d2 square, what we have next? Yes, knight to c6 attacking this bishop, and we are just total winning from this position. We are a full knight up. We are just going to his king is exposed, and we are just going to attack and attack. And the main twist of the trap is here. After this, you take with the rook, and we have bishop to g4, which wins this queen and also wins this game. Sorry, not this. So this is a total winning from this position. So this is the third trap of our video. We start off with it's with the d4 move of our opponent plays, and yes, this is also working with black pieces. We play knight to f6, Indian game, knight to d2, which covers these two squares, and ready to play e4 and c4. We then play e5. This is called the Lasar gambit. Gambiting a pawn. After d captures f5, we play knight there, attacking this. So most opponents will try to defend this pawn, which is the second case, and the main trap is with the move h3. Yes, we attack this knight, which is total lost and dead lost from this position, because now you shock them with knight to e3 move. You are trapped this queen. You don't have any way of this queen to move on, and you just say, why to move the queen? Let us take this knight. No, we have queen h4 check, and it's just mate in one. Whatever you block, it's the checkmate. The next variation comes if your opponent somehow defends with this move. It's still dead lost, because after this check, whatever you play, as this pawn is not down there, we can just play this, and again this queen is trapped. So this was our Budapest trap. So moving towards our next trap, which is also called as the Monte Trap, which works with white pieces. Here we should start off the game with the first move d4, and the most common reply to this knight f6, c4, e6. This is called the East Indian defense. After we go knight to f3, declining the Nimzo Indian defense, we have bishop to b4 check, forcing bishop d2 or knight to c3 outcome. We play bishop to d2, and after they take bishop takes d2, we take with the queen. And yes, we will just waste a tempo, but this is the starting of the trap. Here the most common reply is to go pawn to b6. This is called the Queen's Indian defense, in which you fianchetto your long little bishop, or also called as the Bogo Indian defense exchange variation. Here both sides do the fianchetto of their bishop, and we play knight to c3, delaying castle. And when the opponent plays knight to e4 move, we just move our queen to c3, c2, and when they take, we give them a counter blow with the move knight to f5. What we are threatening is queen takes h7 checkmate, so you must defend it. And once they defend it, this long little placed fianchetto bishop takes the other, and yes, wins the game on the next move. Let us see this. Take the rook, they take, and we are just 5 points, means a rook points up from this position. So this is total win. And this is the most common reply, to which we takes, and this. So this was the Monte trap, which works with a total win rate of 64%. Moving towards our next trap, which is the key ninja trap. As you can see on this video, this is the key ninja trap. So it starts off with the move d4. Again, we have the most common reply at f6, c4, e5. This is called the Budapest gambit, and after the d captures c5, we have knight to g4. What you are doing is attacking this pawn, and yes, this trap works with the black pieces. Here, going back here, we gambit a pawn with the Budapest gambit. After they take, we attack this. Most of our opponent can defend it this way, but this is a mistake because they are just exposing their king. We can just go here and attack somehow like this in the game. Let us look the trap. After the move bishop f4, they defend this way, so they don't love to play this, so they defend with the move bishop to f4. Now we play knight to c6, and normal development, and we give bishop to b4 check. It's the Rubinstein variation, and here is the choice. Where should you defend? Most of the cases they defend with the d2. We have queen to e7 and the move a3. Yes, this is the start of the R trap. We sacrifice our bishop. What we play? Knight takes e5, and in most of the cases they think this is a free pawn, a free bishop. Why not to take? And then we shock off our opponent with the killer blow, knight to d3 check. This pawn is pinned down to the king, so you can't take it. This king is trapped between his own pieces, so this is a checkmate. So this was the 5 traps in the highest win rate of the accuracy of the year 2024. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and like this video.